On today's episode, we're going to make homemade chicken fajitas.
Mouth-watering family recipes, easy-to-make meals, humor, and faith fill the inspiring show Dano on the Counter. Born with only half a spine, Dano Burkhardt was never supposed to be able to hold his head up. Despite countless surgeries, a stroke, leg amputations, and kidney transplants, Dano developed a contagious love for life. Join Dano as he shares his easy-to-make dishes and the hope that keeps him pushing forward.
For our chicken fajitas, you're going to need 3 boneless chicken breasts, 1 onion, 3 bell peppers, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, half tablespoon of chili powder, half tablespoon of cumin, half teaspoon of garlic powder, half teaspoon of paprika, a half teaspoon of oregano, and a half teaspoon of salt. Soft shells, cheese, and sour cream. So we're headed out early this morning to do our shopping for our episode today. And one thing nice about going this early is usually the store's not that busy. You don't have too many people up this early going up to get their groceries. So it's nice to go out there, beat the crowd. It's easier to get around. You don't bump into people, and especially when you're shooting a show, you don't have a bunch of people just staring at you wondering, what are you guys doing? So looking forward to getting to the show, going to the store today, getting what we need, and getting back to the house and start cooking. All right, so on today's show, we're gonna make our chicken fajitas. First ingredient, obviously, is our chicken breast. So we're gonna head over there to the poultry section and grab some chicken. All right, so for our chicken fajitas, we just need 3 skinless chicken breasts. So we got some good stuff here. It's all natural chicken, so we'll go with that, and we'll go get our other ingredients. All right, so we're gonna make our own fajita seasonings. We're not gonna use anything out of a package. We're gonna try to keep it as natural as we can. So we're just gonna buy some paprika. We're gonna need some cumin, some chili powder, garlic powder, and a little salt and pepper. So those are our main ingredients for our seasonings. And then we'll mix it all together, throw it on our chicken. When we fry it up, it'll smell amazing, and it'll get all that flavor on that chicken. All right, so we already have our garlic powder and everything else at home. So we'll just grab these and we'll head out. All right, next we just need our produce. So we need some onions and some peppers. All right, so for fajitas, we're gonna add our different colored peppers. Add a little bit of color to our fajitas, but also the sweetness of the peppers is gonna be awesome when we saute it all together with the chicken. All right, our next ingredient to cook with those peppers is an onion, and then if you want to, add some jalapenos, which I like a little spicy, so we'll grab a couple of those as well. All right, so we're gonna kick it up, obviously, with our jalapenos. So depending on how hot you want it, I'll usually throw like 3 or 4 in, but it's up to you guys. However you want it, you can totally leave it out, keep it mild if you want. All right, so obviously for fajita, you need a tortilla. So I like the larger ones, but you guys can get whatever you want, gluten-free. You can get the wheat ones, whatever you want. We're just gonna go regular flour tortillas because that's what I prefer. All right, so that's pretty much all our ingredients for our chicken fajitas. We're just gonna check out, head to the house, and start cooking. It looks like self-checkout this morning's closed. I don't know why, but hey, it's nice to meet new people, so let's go to the checkout lane and check out like everybody else. Good, how you doing? So I know most of you guys watch this obviously on television on Sunday mornings, but you know, the best thing about a weekend is having those couple days off of work, having a Friday night where you can just hang out with your friends, go out to eat. Some of my favorite local restaurants, of course, going out to visit my friends over at Champs, hanging out with them, hanging out with my buddies at their houses and stuff like that, people coming over to my house. You know, it's so nice after you work a long week, just having those couple of days to relax and cook some of your favorite foods, of course. Friday night for us always used to be, you know, like a pizza night or something like that. And I think I shared with you guys before about my brother and I fighting over the chicken McNugget box, you know, and things like that. So everybody has those memories as kids, and you know, and being down with my brother and enjoying those Friday nights down with him and hanging out with his friends and stuff like that. But man, it sure is nice just to have a couple days just to hang out and no stress of work or anything like that. You can just focus on having a good time.
Hi, my name is Thad Dick.
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
And our family is here for your health.
If you're considering a lift chair, call or stop in and see us at Dick's Home Care. Our chairs come in a wide variety of fabrics and finishes. We even have chairs that are able to be closer to your wall in case you have a small space.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
Hey, welcome into the kitchen today. Today we're gonna make our chicken fajitas. One of the awesome dishes that we have here. You know, Taco Tuesday. Why not cook some chicken fajitas as well? Something quick and easy. It's a great evening meal to have, and the leftovers are pretty good as well. So let's get started with our chicken fajitas. The best thing, or the first ingredient, obviously, when making a chicken fajita is your chicken. So we have 3 chicken breasts here, and we're just gonna slice these up into little strips, so that way we can fry these up. So we're just gonna go ahead and slice some chicken. And get this nice and thin, because everybody wants nice bite-sized pieces of chicken. You don't want a big old chunk in your fajita there. So we got a little bit of fat here. We'll trim that off as well. You don't want anybody biting into a piece of fat as well. So we got nice little strips here. This is skinless, boneless chicken breast, and this is gonna cook up really nice with our seasonings, and then we're gonna wrap this up in a nice soft tortilla. As you know, some of the chain restaurants have fajitas on their menu, and they do steak and shrimp, and chicken is kind of like one of those well-rounded meats. Everybody seems to enjoy it. It's good in protein, and it's pretty good to have with this dish. So we got our nice strips here, and we'll go ahead and just keep on cutting up this chicken until we get all 3 chicken breasts cut up. So we have that ready to go. The next step is then to cut up our vegetables. So we have our red pepper. We're gonna do an orange pepper and a yellow pepper, but any colors that you wanna go with is fine. And we're just gonna do a thin little slice of these and try not to get any seeds. Throw the core of that out. And we're just gonna make thin little strips here. Of our peppers. Adds a little color and sweetness to the chicken. And then you can also add some jalapeno here, or habanero, or whatever peppers you want to add any heat that you want to your chicken fajitas. I do have some jalapeno that I'll add in at the end, but of course that's always optional, and however hot you prefer it. So we have our red pepper there. We have a nice big orange one here. We're gonna add this as well. Great colors. And like I said, that sweetness of those bell peppers is gonna add a lot to that chicken. Throw a core out. We don't want any seeds. And we'll just cut this up in little strips here. And then we're gonna fry all this up with our chicken. We'll cook our chicken first, season it, and then saute our peppers and onions. I know as a kid, whenever we would go to a chain restaurant and get this dish, you know, everybody come out with that hot skillet of chicken fajitas. Seemed like late 90s that chicken fajitas were really, or fajitas in general, were really a popular dish. But they're still nice to enjoy, and they're pretty healthy actually, you know, depending on what tortilla you use. A lot of protein and vegetables, so you can't really go wrong with that. All right, so we have our peppers there, and then we're just gonna add a little bit of sliced onion as well. So you don't want this too small. We're gonna use one whole onion, peel it, and then we're gonna leave this in strips as well. Just to add a little bit more flavor. And this can almost be like chunks. It doesn't have to be, you don't want it diced. You just want strips of onion to go in with our peppers. So just a little bit. Add a little flavor. All right, so we got our veggies there. Now to cook our chicken, we're gonna use a medium saucepan on medium heat. And we have a little bit of olive oil here, about a couple tablespoons. Throw that in our pan, heat that up for a second. All right, we have our saucepan heated up here. We have our chicken breast thinly sliced. We have our peppers and onions ready to go. We're just gonna throw our chicken in and start to saute that. So we'll just add that to our skillet. Get this going. We have our spatula here. And we're just going to cook this through so we get that nice white color there. This will just take a couple minutes. Cook this up. A couple minutes on each side. Just gonna saute this all together. Once it gets about halfway cooked, then we'll add our peppers, and then we'll throw our seasonings in all together. So we'll just let this cook for a couple seconds here. All right, so we have our chicken just about halfway cooked here. As you can tell, it's changed color there. It's got that nice opaque color. Now we're gonna add our seasoning. So we have our oregano, paprika, garlic powder. We have a lot of cumin in here, and we're just gonna add this and a little bit of chili powder as well. We're gonna add this right to our chicken. A nice spice blend for our fajitas. Now you can buy the packet, but the packet's gonna have all that extra salt and stuff in it. I don't think you really need that. If you have these in your cupboard, why not just use that stuff? The actual ingredients and spices themselves. So this has an amazing aroma already, and as the spices cook, it's gonna add even more flavor and aromas to the chicken. So our chicken is about a little over halfway done now. Just to coat all those pieces of chicken in the seasonings. And then we're gonna add our veggies in there as well. So we'll just throw all these in there. Our peppers. And our onion. And the onion's gonna all fall apart as we cook it. And we're just gonna saute all this up together. And this will all, looks like a lot in the skillet right now, but it'll all cook down. And we'll just toss all this together. Like I said, you can add all the extra heat if you want. And while this cooks for a couple minutes, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, so we have our chicken, our peppers, everything sauteed together, nice and seasoned. Smells amazing in here. Looks really nice and golden brown there. Got a lot of neat flavors in there with that cumin and chili powder. It's gonna be an awesome flavor for our fajitas. Next thing to do is just prepare our fajitas and put it together. So we have here our flour tortilla. Now I like the big ones. You can start with the small ones if you want, or if you're gonna eat for the kids or whatever, just get the small, like 6-inch ones. But we got a larger one here. And we're gonna start with, I like to put the base of the sour cream on the bottom, but of course you can add whatever toppings you want. If you want to add some pico or jalapenos or whatever you feel like, you know, you can add whatever you want. Diced tomatoes, lettuce, but I usually like just a little sour cream and some cheese. So I have some sour cream. I'm gonna put on our nice flour tortilla there. And then I'm gonna add our meat and the peppers. Nice little helping layer of meat and peppers there. Nice and hot. Like I said, it smells amazing. And then we're just gonna top this with our sharp cheddar cheese, whatever cheese you would like. Even some queso would be good in this as well. Or Mexican white cheese is good. So we'll add that. And then we're just gonna roll this up. And we're gonna roll up a couple more here, almost like a burrito there. We'll roll some more up. And while I'm doing that, we'll head over to the studio for an inspirational message. We'll see you back here in a minute.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
Hi, my name is Dad Jakes,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
If you're looking for a stair lift, I would definitely recommend Bruno stair lifts. The reason people get Bruno stair lifts from Dick's Home Care is it keeps them in the home that they love. We also have a rental program on the stair lifts. My customers coming back to me saying, I'm so glad I bought this.
Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hey, welcome into the studio today, guys. I'm so excited that you guys are here joining me, and I just want to touch on something that has always been part of my life and something that I want to share with you guys. The question that I get secondly, mostly after people want to know what happened to me and how I lost my legs, is what the heck is this thing in my arm, And it's called a fistula, and it's a vein and an artery that are connected to be able to use for dialysis. Now, I talked a little bit about this last week about how my kidney had failed, and I had the stroke and came through all that, and then now my kidney's failing that I'm going to need dialysis. So when the dialysis process begins, they start usually with a catheter they put in your chest, and that's a temporary thing, and you got to watch that it doesn't get infected because it runs straight to your heart. And I had that in my chest probably for about 6 weeks or so until the fistula matured. And I was hoping to have a friend on the show to describe exactly what this is, and she's a surgeon, but she got a little camera shy, so she wasn't able to join me here today. But I'm going to try to do my best to explain to you what it is and how it works, and so that way we can kind of move on from all the questions that I get about the fistula itself. So the fistula is you take your vein that runs down in your arm, and you tie it off into an artery that runs down your arm. And you take that artery and you actually dive into the arm down deep and pull the artery up and then connect it and loop it into the vein. And you stitch it together, and then over time that vein gets bigger and bigger because of the blood flow that you have going through there, and it actually will come up through the muscle and up to the surface of your arm. Now, sometimes it doesn't grow as fast, and it needs to have more operations to bring that actual artery and that new vein up to the surface of the skin. And for the most part, like the first couple times that I had mine done, I actually had to have like several different surgeries to bring it up to the surface. And as you can see, mine's pretty large because I use my arms, all day, every day. And so mine's pretty large, but most of them aren't this big. And when I had my first kidney transplant, I actually had one in this arm, but it actually ended up clotting off and wasn't able to use it anymore. But so now I have one here in my right arm. So they would actually take this fistula. It's actually my own anatomy. It's my own vein. It's my own artery. There's nothing artificial in it at all, and it runs straight up my arm. And this would be for the actual needles in dialysis. So you'd have an in and an out, so an up and a down. Sometimes they would go up and up or down and down, but they have to get all that blood flow through that artery to push through the dialysis machine. And let me tell you, it's a lot of blood that flows through this thing. If you would nick this thing or open it up, you would probably bleed out in seconds. So I have to be real careful with my arm. So if you come and give me a hug anytime, just make sure you don't squeeze me too hard. We don't want anything to happen to this because this is basically all my blood flow in my body runs through this fistula. But like I said, so you're sitting on dialysis, and they put these large needles on here, and we're gonna put some pictures of that and what that looks like here in the show, so you guys can kind of relate. If everybody knows that I learn better by seeing, so hopefully we'll be able to show you guys exactly how that all works. But so this is the access for the dialysis. They would put the needles in, and then they use the tubes for the ins and the out, and pull the blood out, filter it out. And you sit there for 3-4 hours, sometimes 5 hours, depending on how much fluid you had on you, so much acid in your blood, all the bad things waste that your kidney couldn't filter out anymore. And you'd sit there until they cleaned it all out. And they would have different levels on the machine that they'd keep an eye on what was coming out and how much fluid was coming off. And let me just tell you, that was something that was really tough on me. Being younger, at this point, I'm only, 26 years old going through this and getting through college and kind of looking forward to going to work and everything. But now I have this part-time job, as I would call it, is going to dialysis every other day. And I remember sitting there in the machine and not being able to enjoy some of the things that I wanted to, and seeing other people doing things that I wanted to do. But hey, I was sitting here in this dialysis, and it was something that I could never skip. It's something that you can't ever not show up to because you'll end up dying. You'll end up with fluid on your heart and have a heart attack, so you don't want that. But as I was sitting there and thinking about my perspective and what I was going through and how I was relying on this machine to keep me alive. Yes, it was frustrating at times, but also it was what God had provided for me too. I didn't die, and I still was able to live and still able to do some things, but I didn't have the energy and things like that I wanted to. But in that moment, it was what God had given me. He was there to provide for me, even in when this trying time in my life that I didn't know what was going on. But here He had provided this machine, this difficult process of dialysis, but it was what He was going to use to get me through and to help me survive. And I know that He had provided so many things for me already in my life. So for Him to provide this for me was something that I was like, it wasn't the best option, it wasn't something I loved, but He was there to provide for me and take care of me. And that's what I want to just leave you with today, is that, hey, God is going to provide for you. He's going to give you things that you need to get through each day, and what you need to get through in your life, and what journey you have, you are going through right now. It might not be the perfect thing, the most exciting thing, but He will provide for you, and just like He did provide for me as I was waiting for that kidney transplant. So I'll leave you with that, and we're going to head over back to the kitchen, and we're going to enjoy some of those chicken fajitas. So let's head out.
Dick's Home Care can help you stay mobile. Dick's offers a full line of scooters to help with mobility both inside and outside your home. Take your scooter with you wherever you go with a scooter lift from Dick's. They are available for most vehicles. If standing or sitting is becoming difficult, a lift chair from Dick's will make life easier. There are many styles and sizes to choose from. And Dick's honors warranties and service on what we sell. Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in mobility products.
Hi, my name is Dad Dick,
And I'm Aiden. We're the 5th generation of Dick's Home Care.
and our family is here for your health.
Purify O3 is the simple, effective way to clean your CPAP or BiPAP. It provides hospital-grade sanitation, killing 99.99% of bacteria and germs with the touch of a button. Everything you need comes in one affordable kit for just $1.90. It's available exclusively at Dick's Home Care, Central Pennsylvania's leader in home medical equipment.
Thanks so much for joining us here in the dining room. We got our chicken fajitas that we just made. We wrapped it up with some cheddar cheese and some sour cream. Sitting down here with the crew to dive in and let me know what you guys think, all right? All right. Do it.
That's good. Nice little kick.
Got all the flavors. Cumin,
Exactly.
chili powder.
Lots of great spices. Good mix.
Hopefully you guys can try to make these at home and enjoy them for yourselves. But until then, we'll see you next week on Dano on the Counter. If you have questions or comments about the show or topics you would like me to speak about, please reach out to me, Dano at danoburkhart.com. And also check out the website, danoburkhart.com, for all the previous episodes.